Hello everyone, Arun here. In the previous video, we saw how we can set up a VirtualBox with Ubuntu. In this session, we will see how we can install MySQL, which is a relational database system by Oracle, in our VirtualBox. So we can go to the official page of MySQL. From Downloads tab, you have to select the community version, which will be coming towards the last, MySQL Community Downloads. From that, you have to download actually two things: MySQL apt repository. I will open that in a new tab, and MySQL Workbench, which is a GUI for operating with MySQL. So you can download both. First one is architecture independent. Second one, you will have to select your operating system Linux flavor 20.04 and then download it. So both will ask you whether you want to log in, sign up, or you can skip that and just download. For the other page also, you can just save the files. Okay, once the downloads are completed, you can open the folder. Right click, open in terminal. First, we have to install the config file. So command we will use is sudo to enable super user privileges, dpkg for Debian package installation, MySQL config. So tc tab will autofill my command. MySQL apt config. So we will install that. Password is data science that we configured in previous video. To click OK here, and I will install sudo apt install MySQL server, which will be the server running for the RDBMS. So that will take some time. So we'll pause the video. So it has almost finished installing 98%. So we will now try to see whether my installation was proper by trying to run the client corresponding to the server that we installed. So the command for that is ideally we would like something like MySQL username root p prompting for password. Ideally we would like to do something like this with my password as data science, but as you can see in this case access is denied because by default configuration that is not set. So I will tell you how to do that. So the default configuration you will have to enter as sudo MySQL. So you will enter into the default shell. So in that actually you will have to set the user to accept entry into the shell like this, like MySQL u root p. So that why that will be used is when you are trying to access it from GUIs like MySQL Workbench or PHP admin, you will need that will need to pass a password to the server. So an entry like this directly with sudo MySQL will not permit you to enter the MySQL server from other GUI based tools. So in my shell, I have to enter this command, the selected one, alter user root at localhost, root as well as localhost within quotes, identified with my SQL native password by whatever password I want. In this case, I have chosen data science. So that will change me to allow me to like login like the other way that we saw earlier. And then a simple query like show databases will show me the databases that are existing by default in the MySQL installation. So I can quit that. And to install the second package that we downloaded, I can use again similar command that we used to install the config, sudo dpkg I MySQL Workbench. So again, this will actually lead to an error telling like some dependencies are not met. So this may happen when you try to directly install Debian packages. So how you can handle that is you can, once that happens, you can actually run this command like sudo apt fix broken install. like two hyphens here and a space between broken and install. So this will actually fix all the dependency problems and will install our MySQL workbench. So once it is installed, you can directly go to your launcher and type the launcher MySQL workbench. So you can directly one connection will come here. First time you are trying to open that, it will ask for a password. So same data science password that we gave here, or whatever password you gave, you have to enter the same thing here. And once the password is entered, you will be taken to a query window where if we enter the same query like show databases, I will get the same output that we saw in the shell. So that concludes our installation for MySQL. And one more thing, and now you can like try to log in the other way. MySQL user root prompt for password. Password is data science. So as you can see, now I am able to enter using this method. Same query I will just try here also, show databases. Yeah, I got the output. And the earlier way that I tried will not work. Sudo MySQL will not work anymore. Okay, right. So that concludes our session on MySQL installation. Thank you. Arun here signing off. Thank you all.